Hey you guys, this is Purple Cookie 80 here with my daily Y&R for April 16th, 2012. We'll start out with Nick and Sharon being at the athletic club. They're having lunch. They're talking about needing to close the deal on the beauty line for Victor. Victor is not able to be found. They're looking for him so they can close the deal. And then it switches over to Victor and Genevieve. She's surprised he's there. She goes, "Are you here to stop the wedding?" And he's, steady trying to convince her that she needs to go ahead and sell him Beauty of Nature. And she's saying no. She's gonna be with Jack. They're gonna get married. And he tells her that Jack will definitely change after they get married. So be careful, what she's doing. Uh, Nikki and Jack are finishing up on their kiss on the elevator when it comes back on, and he's just blown away and asks her what that's for. And before she can get into it, the man comes, and he's a security man because Nikki pressed the emergency button before they started, and he was asking her, was everything okay? And she said yes, and he asked them, did they have a room there? And she said yes, she had her key. She was getting ready to go to her room, so the man went ahead and let them go. Phyllis and Ricky and Billy are at Restless Style, and Phyllis and Ricky wants to run the story about Chelsea being found and the baby being delivered, and they're looking for whoever did it. And Billy says no, he doesn't want to do it. Phyllis is continuing to try to reassure him that it'll be fine. He's like, no, that's my son. What if someone put Lucy and Daniel on the front of a magazine? And Phyllis got offended, and he said, no, you wouldn't like that. And she said, now wait a minute, you're going too far. So he said, that's it, and I don't want that on my cover of my magazine. At the hospital, Chelsea, Adam, and Victoria are talking, and Victoria doesn't believe that Adam did it. He says that he does what Victoria told Chelsea that's how Adam is. He lies for people to believe in him. And she said, no, he didn't do that. He told me. I told him that I remembered. He didn't tell me he did it. I remembered. And so I knew that was him. And, they went back and forth about it. And she said, you should be thanking him. Instead, you accusing him of being a liar. He saved me and the baby. It goes back to Phyllis. Phyllis tries to push again, even more, for the story. And he's saying, no, we're not going to do it. And that's just it. So Jack and Nikki goes back to them, and Nikki's still trying to convince him not to marry Genevieve, and don't do this. And she tells him, would your father have done something like this? And he said, now wait a minute, Nikki, we're going too far. And she said, I'm just saying, Jack, this is not who you are. I don't even know why you're going through with this. This is not the kind of man you are. This is not the Jack I know. And then it goes to Victor and Genevieve, and he comes, and they're talking about the company, and he's telling her how he wants her to run Beauty of Nature and the Newman Cosmetics. And she says, Noah, how am I going to do that with your son being the CEO of the company, and then Sharon stepping in with this new cosmetics line? And then he said, excuse me. Okay. That's my son. Excuse me, you guys. I try to make it kid free, but sometimes he has to come in. I mean, I'm a mom, and so it happens. So excuse me for that. I don't even know if you heard him. I was told my video was a little low, so I'm trying to speak up and speak a little fast. A lot went on. So he wants her to run the company, and she says no. He brought her this contract. She said, oh, you came prepared and everything. And he said, well, you never know what could happen. And she turned him down, and he leaves the room. She tells him he needs to leave, and he leaves. But he leaves the contract too. Phyllis asks, he comes back, and Phyllis is talking with, because Billy leaves. So Phyllis is talking with, I'm reading. Make sure I remember everything for you guys. I'm sorry. Phyllis asked Billy about Victoria. Phyllis asked Ricky about Daisy. Like, how's the investigation going with Daisy? And he says, well, he gives her all kind of excuses because he's trying to be on Daisy's side now. He's not trying to be on Phyllis's side anymore. So uh, Victoria walks in and tell Billy what Chelsea told her that Adam did, and Phyllis and Ricky over here, and they're all surprised like that's not the Adam we know. Adam wouldn't do that. So why would he do it? So of course they still want. And Victoria goes, "You're not gonna run this story, are you?" And Billy says, "No, she's not. She's been told not to do it. She's not gonna do it." And he goes, "No, I'm not gonna do it." So they go to the hospital to try to catch Adam. Of course, he's gone by the time they get there. Um, of course, Nick and Sharon can't find Billy. I mean, can't find Victor. And the tabloid lady I was telling you guys about, she came and was asking Nick all kind of questions, and he kept telling her no comment, no comment, because they were trying to find out, do they know who delivered Chelsea baby and who rescued her, and he just kind of told her to leave. Adam and Chelsea, they get back. No, Adam never left. Uh, Victoria left, but they went to the hospital to catch Adam. When Victoria went to Restless Style and told Billy what happened, they both decided to go back to the hospital. But before they got there, Adam and Chelsea were talking, and he said, "This is why I didn't want you to say nothing, because they're not gonna believe anything you say. Even though I say I'm changed, nobody's gonna believe it yet." So that's what happened with that. And she's like, "Well, whatever I gotta do to convince them, I'm gonna do it, because you did this and you didn't have to do that." So Victor and Nikki run into each other because Jack left to go be with Genevieve and left Nikki, and Genevieve had put Victor out, so they didn't know that each other were going to be there, Nikki and Victor. So he was like, "What are you doing here, trying to stop the wedding? What are you doing trying to stop the wedding? Well, did it work? No, it didn't work for me either." And so he's like, "Well, why don't you come talk to me?" She's like, "I don't want to talk to you." He's like, "Come talk to me. Let me explain everything." She's like, "I really don't want to hear it," but she went anyway. Jack and Jack goes to see Genevieve, and they get to talking, and she apologizes for what she did, standing him up for the wedding the first time, and she pours her heart out, telling him that she's gonna make this work. He's different. He's not like Colin. She really loves him, and all of this. And he just looking like, "I can't believe I'm doing this," with her pouring her heart out like that. And he felt really guilty, really, really guilty. And so he told her, "I can't do this. This is not me. I'm not going to continue on like this." And she was like, "Well, I can make you love me, Jay. We'll be okay." And he said, "No, that's not even, I didn't never loved you. I never loved you the way I'll never love you the way you love me." So she told him to get out, and she screamed at him, and she broke down crying. Then it goes back to Victor, and Jack leaves. Goes back to Victor and Nikki. He gets to telling her what's going on. And she says, I can't believe you keep doing this. You say you're about family, but you always hurting the family." He said, "Everything I do is for the family. Why can't you see that?" And she said, "Victor, I can't go through this, anymore. I can't go through this again." So, she said she loved him, but she can't tolerate it. And he told her to just get out his room. He said, "Well, get out." He told her to leave. So she left. So that's how her and Jack end up getting. I think she goes to see. Yeah, she goes to see Jack. But Billy and Victoria, they talk about Adam and rescuing Chelsea. And Phyllis, Nick, and Sharon, they are. Phyllis goes to the Restless Style. I mean, to the athletic club, and Nick and Sharon are there, and they talk about what Adam said, and said Chelsea did it. Phyllis was surprised that Adam never told Sharon, because he tells Sharon everything. And that's when Adam came in, and they went and grilled him about it, and he said yes, he did it. Sharon was like, "Well, why didn't anybody ever know about it?" So Nikki and Jack talk. Nikki comes into Jack's room, and he tells her he called off the wedding. And Jack comes to Nikki's room, and he tells her he called off the wedding. She's real happy. He was like, "Well, could you give me some kind of sympathy for it?" And she apologized or whatever. She tells him how she broke it off with Victor. He tells her how he broke it off with Genevieve, and she said, "Well, I'm surprised you did it." And he said, "I guess your little, pep talk really worked. I just couldn't do it. So if it means that I never get Beauty in Nature again, then that's fine." Victor and Genevieve talk. Oh, and Jack and Nikki, they kiss and they go to do what they do on this show. All they do is have sex and sleep with each other's men. Genevieve and Victor talk. I'm trying to hurry up because I only have like 4 more minutes before YouTube cuts me off. Victor and Genevieve, they get to talking. She comes by with a bottle of wine and the contract. She said, "Does the offer still stand?" Yeah, they get to kissing, and you know what's going to happen with that. Sharon goes to see Chelsea at the hospital. They talk about Adam. Sharon says she's not surprised he did that. He does that kind of stuff. He's really a good guy. People just, think bad of him. Billy and Victoria call Adam to come by. He said, "No, you said thank you. That's fine. I don't want to do it." They said, "Come by anyway. We're sorry. We want to just thank you. We want you to see the baby." So he agrees to go see the baby. Victor and Jen, um, they celebrate. Nikki and Jack, they talk about Victor, and she goes, "I don't want to spend the whole time talking about Victor," and that's what happens with that. Jack and Vicky together. Jack and Nikki together. Victor and Genevieve. I'm gonna start calling her Jen because Genevieve is just a lot to say. Adam goes to see the baby. He holds the baby. He talks to him. They bond. I thought that was a real sweet moment. I was glad that Billy and Victoria let him do that. Phyllis is at the table with Nick at the coffee house, and she's telling him that, about Adam, and they were saying that they were not going to run the story. And Nick pops up and he sees this blog on the internet from the woman that came to Nick. He said, "I don't even know how she got the story," and they said maybe Chelsea or Adam gave it to him. And he said, "No." Phyllis says, "No, I know who did it. She knows that Ricky did it, so she's probably going to have a few words for him." Um, Victor is after him and Genevieve have done their thing. He's sitting in his robe. She's laying in the bed, and he's thinking about the last things that Nikki said. "I love you, but I can't tolerate it anymore." And so Jen is like, "Come back to bed," and he's like, "I'll be there in a minute." And then Jack and Nikki, they wake up in the bed together, and they talk, and he said that she'll never have to leave her place again. He's all, as long as she wants to be there, she'll be there. So that's how those two couples end up together. So that's it. So enjoy the rest of your day. I am Purple Cookie 80.